Are you in a small town trying to raise money for your rescue? Are you struggling with getting donations so you can pay your vet bills, your food, your supplies, any other medical care? If so, this video is for you. I'm Erin, founder of FC3 Firelands Community Cat Coalition and this channel, Small Town TNR, where I started a TNR organization in a small rural area in northern Ohio about 6 years ago. So I'm here to give you some tips on how to raise money and get donations so you can stay in business and continue to help the kitties that need us the most. We do focus on TNR, trap, neuter, return, where we get the outdoor cats fixed. And a lot of times it's hard to raise money for that because we don't have cute foster kittens to show to help raise money. We focus on getting those outdoor cats fixed. And they're not always cute because they tend to be scared and feral, so we tend not to show videos of that. However, I want to give you some tips on what to do if you're in a small town, if you're struggling with raising money, and you need some ideas on how to be creative and get more money. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I did and what worked for us, and maybe you can use this information and it'll work for you as well. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is use multiple social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're on, use those social media platforms, but don't rely on them. You do want to create an email list. So start creating an email list. That way you can send emails on a regular basis. You can give people updates. Make sure you're sending happy news and success stories and testimonials so that people can really see the progress in the work that you're doing. So start an email list. The next step I would encourage you to do is get involved in the community. Find a local networking group. I joined IRN, which is International Referral Network. You can check out that, see if it's in your area. BNI is another one that's nationwide. There's Working Women's Connection that might be in your area, but I recommend getting involved in a networking group. It's amazing how many people donated to us when I shared our story, when they heard my passion, when I could look them in the eyes and say, this is how many cats we had fixed and how many cats we're preventing from being born. And we got a lot of donations that way. We got a lot of sponsors that way for our annual fundraising events and all that. Also, check out some of these social organizations like Kiwanis, the Elks, the Eagles, various social clubs like that, organizations that like to give money to other organizations and nonprofits to support them. And a lot of times they have regular meetings, sometimes weekly meetings, monthly meetings, and they need guest speakers. So go connect with some folks and be a guest speaker at one of their meetings. Educate on what you do, share your statistics, share what you've done, what you wish to do, and what your plan is going forward, and really help them understand the purpose in the community that you play. And a lot of times after I've been a speaker at some of these meetings, they give us a donation. And it's really nice to be able to then have that donation to continue on with our work. So those are a few things that you can do in your community. Get connected with your newspaper in town, whether it's a newspaper in print or a newspaper that's online. Get connected to that and ask them to share stories, your success stories. A lot of times after we've had an event or we've had a really successful trapping time, we will share those stories with our newspaper, and that then gets published and people see that. Sometimes a few donations come in that way after people have read what we're doing and want to support us. Now, I'm going to give you a few things that we've done that other people can help us support just through some fundraisers. There's a few out there that we have been very successful with that I want to share with you. The first one is the Flower Power Fundraiser, and I'll put all of these links below so you have access to them. But the Flower Power Fundraiser, that's where people buy bulbs, plant them, and I tell people, when you plant your bulbs and they bloom during the season they're supposed to bloom, you'll be reminded that you help support and save some kitties. So put a really good story to it, encourage people to support Flower Power Fundraiser, and when they see their flowers bloom, they'll be reminded that they saved some kitties. We also did the pasta fundraiser, so you can go out there and check out the pasta fundraiser. I'll put the link down below. That was really fun. We did that around holiday time. We had people buy gifts for corporate gifts for their employees. We had people buy fun pastas for stocking stuffers, that kind of thing. So the pasta one was a lot of fun. We did a really big fundraiser to get a van, a transport van, and we created a puzzle. We had a cute puzzle created, a custom design, and then they made a puzzle into 200 pieces. We sold each puzzle piece for $100. We raised $20,000, but we did give back $5,000, and we had winners who won money as a result of participating. So we ended up keeping $15,000. Turns out several people who won donated their money back. So we ended up with more than $15,000, but that was a really fun and creative way to raise money. And we got a lot of really good feedback on that. And they loved to support that and watch the puzzle start to fill in and then be completed. And another thing we've done is we've partnered with other organizations to do fundraisers, and like we've partnered with a jewelry organization to do crystals for a cause, and a portion of sales go back as a donation to the organization. We've partnered with One Hope Wine, where people have wine parties and order wine, and a portion goes back to our organization as donation. And this is fun things to do, and it's not a lot of work. And you get, a couple $100 as a result of that, which a couple $100 is wonderful when it comes to our medical costs and being able to be sustainable and all that. Another one that we've done is we've had people donate handmade items. We had somebody donate a beautiful handmade quilt, like a queen size, beautiful handmade quilt. And we sold tickets for $5, and we only sold, so many tickets, and we raised $500 once those tickets were sold. And then we did a drawing, and that person won the quilt. So those are just a few things we've done that I hope I've kind of helped the ideas flow a little bit to help you out. But I know it's hard when you're in small areas and rural areas and trying to get the word out, trying to get support. So these are a few things to be creative to help you raise money and get donations. Just be sure to tell your story. Stay positive. Don't always tell the gloom and doom stories. People want to see some of the big wins and how successful you are, and some of those really fun stories of the kitties' lives. And make videos of the kitties being outside and fixed and what we call going into retirement and just lounging fat and happy after being fixed. And a lot of people really love to see those updates as well. And when we have big spay neuter days, we will ask people to sponsor a cat to get fixed. And it costs us $45 at the lowest to get a cat fixed. So we'll ask people to sponsor a cat for $45 and do a shout out to them on social media so they can get that recognition as well. So just encourage you to keep plugging along and do the best you can. Be creative. Find those ways to raise that money. Now, if you're someone who is interested in learning how to help these small organizations or how to be involved, maybe you don't want to do the trapping, maybe you don't want to do the transporting, but maybe you have the time to organize a fun event. Maybe you have the time to put together a little tournament, whether it's a pickleball tournament, a euchre tournament, any small tournament that would be easy and fun. You can help coordinate that and plan that. When the volunteers are working in the rescue, they don't always have the extra time and bandwidth to focus on creating and coordinating a fundraiser. So if you have the time, raise your hand and tell the rescue that you want to be involved and you want to help out with raising money and maybe put a small tournament of some kind together. So it would be very much appreciated if you're out there wondering how to support, and maybe you have a creative idea and you can take that to your local rescue and help them out. They would very much appreciate that, I promise you. Lastly, I want you to also visit some of the large employers in your area. Now, sometimes these employers have matching opportunities. When an employee does a donation to a registered nonprofit and turns that receipt in, the employer will match it. So seek out some of those big employers in your town and find out if they offer that, and just invite them to share your organization with their employees. You know, that a lot of times employees want to know, well, who's local to me? Where's my money going to go? So I know it's actually going to that organization. And if they know there's a local organization in town and they submit $25, they turn in that receipt, their employer also then donates $25, and that becomes $50. And that can go far. That can be a surgery, that can be food, you know, that can be vaccines, whatever the case is. So I encourage you to also find out who those employers might be in town who offer the employee matching donations, and introduce yourself to them and ask them to be added to the list and when their employees decide who they might want to donate to. So those are some of my tips for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll do my best to help you out and encourage you. But check out those links on some of the things that have been successful for us and stick with it. And I promise you it'll be worth it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.